business loans, not to mention affordable business support. They'll get your business registered and help you develop your business plan. They'll design your logo and train small business owners just like you. For real, I go down there now. All jokes aside, NDFD is helping people when others would not. Yes, a pleasant good afternoon to everyone listening at this point in time. This is your another afternoon edition, the Tuesday edition of Nature Island Small Business Buzz, the platform created there by the Q95, the big station, in collaboration with the Intrepid National Development Foundation of Dominica, being represented there by Mr. Donald Bacasio, small business expert in Dominica, the Commonwealth, where we have wealth in common. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes. Good afternoon to you, Franklyn.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Of course, our special guest in studio today, and all our listeners on Q95.
And our guest is a secret weapon. So.
Yes. online, of course. It's Tuesday today, Franklyn, May 20th, right? 20th, 2025. And you're tuned in to Nature Isle Small Business Buzz, where we share real stories from Dominica's bold and brilliant entrepreneurs, right? So stay with us. Today's conversation promises insight, inspiration, and a whole lot of buzz. Franklyn, you're looking a little different today, man. Huh? You're looking like 20 years younger.
Yeah, that would make me 40. And I feel like 30.
If you have any way,
oh, yeah.
If you have any way of tuning in on our Facebook page or YouTube, you have to do that, because you have to see Mr. Moses today looking,
because I'm a red shirt then. you might see me in a red shirt, you might say, okay.
No, not that. Okay. Not that. Something different, man. Huh? Something different, guys, right? Huh? What do you say, DJ Sean?
No, right? See, I have a red shirt and I have a blue pants and I have a green shoes. So you think I'm in politics, but I tell him I'm laboring on the right conditions, and I want to unite everybody, because everybody will be green with envy. No, they just talking about my new hairdo.
Yes.
Yeah, somebody I want to say good thanks to Everglow on Cork Street for she says she gave me a challenge.
Wow.
That would like to help you change your outlook. So I said, well, I want to have something that's called the foreshadow. She said, okay, come. I sat down there for 35 minutes, and when I was finished, I said, just first time in my life, I said, go ahead, do what you want.
So what's the place again? What's the name of
it's called Everglow.
Oh,
yeah, that's
of course I know her. Yeah.
Okay.
I know her.
Right.
Yes, I know her.
I'm sorry, actually, I've told him what we spoke about. She's one of the first recipients of a loan from the NDFB.
Okay, well, yeah. I've got to know her some time ago, and I know her.
Yeah,
I know the business. Wow, and so she was the one responsible for the new look. Franklyn Peter Moses.
She says, I said, before we bring her on to talk about how she initially started getting her loan from the NDFB, now she has her business and she's confident in her business. And the secret is, when I was really going through my labyrinth and tunnel of darkness, walking through the valley of the shadow of death, she's one of those that remain really, really, really unapologetically and unconditional friends of mine.
Wow.
And that's maybe the second, third, or fourth time she said to me, because when I was really down and out, she said to me, come, sit down, and gave me a confidential makeover.
Wow.
And certain time I didn't have somewhere to rest my head, and I was able to, my wardrobe was at her house.
The only thing that for me we should have done is we should have documented that one.
Before and after. But so
Yes,
much picture you have of me.
before and
Yeah, yeah,
after. But look,
yeah,
we
you
have
did,
ozone
Oh, so
ozone there. Owen Vidal, of course.
well,
So but you didn't
what?
tell me. You
No,
didn't tell
no,
me.
because she took
You
me by
know,
surprise. So I just say one day we just make a call about that. But don't worry, I wanted to go to Hollywood, and she gave me Hollywood. So yeah, yeah. So
but anyway, I just want to say you look. I mean, you always look fantastic, Franklin. But
thank you,
today
thank
you
you.
look really like
You gonna take me for
a
dinner?
little boy, man.
We going for dinner?
Where?
Candlelight. Or light
But we
candle.
went. We went
Yeah, but
for.
we've
So we,
traveled. We've traveled
okay,
some
okay,
fantastic
yes, yes,
places there.
definitely, definitely. But anyway, it's been a great, what you call it,
Week exercise
program, yeah,
program. Yeah. Okay.
program
Yes.
so far.
Yeah.
Last Thursday,
Thursday.
of
Yes.
course, we had the one and only Imad Zarka,
Jaka
right,
and
of Bloombox and Alex.
and Alex.
Yeah.
That's right.
So
Yeah, man. So and they were able to tell us, and we had a good time also, like most of the other times. But they were able to tell us we were able to bloom together and talk about how he started and his initial fears, his trials, his failures, his triumphs, his challenges, and I think he mentioned all his most of his if not all of his staff. And that was really commendable that he was able to recognize that the business thrives on every single individual pulling their weight.
yes,
And Alex, he was his first, or is still his first employee. And you can tell that that one of the things we learned is that sharing what is called shared resources, but also shared talents,
yes,
and recognizing persons who are very good and efficient in certain fields and allowing them to thrive and bloom. Pun intended.
definitely.
Yeah, so we have more
And of
take with
course,
method.
yes, of course, we have to do our recap, right?
Yeah,
But
don't you-
before we do that, we have to acknowledge our very first commenters or commenter on Facebook, and she is someone you definitely know. We have Terry Henry Lovell.
Oh, I just saw her on
Right.
Facebook a while ago.
And you know why? You know why she's all over the socials today? Do you know why?
Tell me. I'm eager
Because
to learn.
today, Franklin, we are celebrating World Bee Day.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be.
Today is World Bee Day.
Oh, that's good. Oh, yes, I know
Right.
that. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a thing in reality.
Yes.
Yes, talk of bringing
So-
honey from the rock.
Yeah. So one of the, shall I say, one of the most astonishing,
Mhm.
creatures, or beings.
Without a bee,
Yeah.
we would not be human beings.
Definitely.
We could surprise her and maybe just talk for 2 minutes. What do you think so? Maybe
Let's try that. Of
we can
course,
try
but
that.
she's there already. So
Okay. So,
maybe a little later
Terry,
we can.
so we're
yes,
gonna try to surprise you. Maybe we're gonna ask you. Either we call you or
Yeah,
you call us.
definitely.
Okay.
right?
Yeah,
So-
that sounds like a plan.
So yeah, so we would like to for those who are in the bee business, so we
Mhm.
would like to big them up.
Yes.
All of them, right?
Most
so
certainly.
yeah.
Most certainly.
All right.
Most certainly.
So you ready
So
for the
your
recap?
turn. Your turn to reflect. Yeah, look back
All right.
in the
So
mirror.
okay, so again we had Imad Zarka of Bloombox and Alex the last time, and I have determined 4 powerful lessons from that edition. Number 1, remember Imad founded Bloombox during the height of the pandemic, right?
COVID. Yeah.
So a time when many were pulling back, okay?
Mhm.
But what he did, he instead leaned into the challenge and built something sustainable, relevant, and forward looking.
Mhm.
So the lesson there is uncertainty can be the perfect soil for bold ideas to take root. Okay?
Yes.
So we would like to ask them now, all of those who are listening, what problem or gap are you seeing right now? And what's stopping you from turning it into a solution?
Yes.
Right?
Mhm. Or
Number-
you can take coal and turn it to gold. Yeah.
Definitely, And then, of course, remember Imad said that he had no real background in agriculture, right?
Which is quite surprising to me. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
But instead, he used his experience in retail and love for technology to build Bloombox.
Mhm.
Okay? And what he did is he just hired someone with the right expertise in agriculture, proving that leadership is about vision, right? Not doing it all. All
Yeah.
right. So now the lesson there is smart entrepreneurs, they know when to lead and they know when to let others shine,
Yes.
right?
As in the case with Alex and the rest of his crew. Yes.
Definitely. So now the actionable, inspiring question we would like to ask now. What skill are you trying to master alone that could delegate or outsource to grow faster? Right? So you could delegate. Okay. Number three.
Is there another word for delegate, like outsource? Or
Mhm.
would that be would that meet the equation, like delegate as an outsource? No, or just
Well, delegate normally it happens internally,
okay?
right?
Yes, okay,
So
good,
you
wonderful. Yes,
pass
yes,
on
you're correct.
a certain responsibility to someone instead of you doing it, you
Yeah,
delegating
yeah,
it,
okay, I got
right?
it. Yeah,
Outsource now is that you look for someone from the
outside.
outside,
Yes,
right?
wonderful. Yes.
Right. Now, number three, partnership partnerships rooted in shared values grew or grow deeper impact. So this year, Bloombox partnered with the NDFD for the Green Innovations Summit, not just as a sponsor, but with Imad stepping as a mentor, right? So he believes in giving back and aligning with institutions that reflect his values, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the inspiring question there is, who in your network shares your mission, and how can you partner for greater purpose and reach, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then finally, and this is my favorite, Franklin, technology and agriculture are not opposites, they're allies. Okay. So Imad sees the future of agriculture in Dominica as bright, but only if we embrace innovation. All right.
Yeah.
So at Bloombox, he's merging digital tools with green practices to modernize how we grow. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So, our last inspiring question for everybody: how can you use technology to elevate your traditional business or industry? All right.
Yeah.
So, Franklin, those are the four powerful lessons that we learned from our episode with Imad
Mm-hmm.
Zarka of Bloombox.
Yes, thank you very much for that recap as we revisited our last edition on this Niche Island Small Business Buzz. We are going to recognize the rest of the team, of course, Challenger and Dumas, and our executive director at the NDFD, Mr. Joseph, and
Mhm.
the rest of what about the other leaders at the NDFD?
Well, we have a lot of them,
Okay,
right?
yeah,
So
okay, all right.
we're going to run out of time if we're going to mention all of them.
All right.
But in
So,
terms of officers, we have Challenger, of course, and then we have Miss Casey and Mrs. Seja.
mhm,
And of course, tomorrow it's going to be an exciting day for NDFD because we're gonna be welcoming a number of our clients to a special small business training,
mhm,
right? And of course, last week we were in the Kalinago territory for the Office to the People. It's an outstanding program which we initiated, and we're happy that seems like other institutions are already following suit,
yes,
right?
I.
And they kind of realize the importance of also going to the Kalinago territory. So we're just very happy to lead, and be able to do that for, of course, for our Kalinago people.
And I will talk to you privately about this other company, well, this other banking institution who's also having their own small business seminar coming up shortly, but we'll talk about
Definitely,
that. Yeah.
yes.
Okay, so we're going to take a short break. When we come back, we have our special weapon, secret weapon, as we begin to create, establishing or Thursday, a platform for a small business owner here in Dominica as we begin to mind his business, what he's doing, what he's done, what he's continuing to do, and all about the internal structure of his public business. This is Nature Island Small Business Buzz on Q95, the big station for the 20th of May. Tuesday it is. Your program. Stay tuned.
The National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces its Small Business Advisory Services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need to knows and provisions for Social Security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NDFD Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call 448-3240, 448-8631.
Yes, come in. Hold that thought. I'll call you right back. Right back. Adna, Elas Franco, how are you doing? Things are getting really tight in this Guava season. Right now, I just don't know what to do. But Franklin, what are you doing? You're sitting on your money machine. With all them skills and ideas that you have, you can go further, faster. Awawi, go to the NDFD. They've got the best rates on business loans, not to mention affordable business support. They'll get your business registered and help you develop your business plan. They'll design your logo and train small business owners just like you. For real? I go down there now. All jokes aside, NDFD is helping people when others would not. We'll find that out. Go ahead, go ahead. I want it. We're doing some preliminary researching, so we know we
just
decide
cannot
that
stop
it's gonna,
talking, man.
yeah, it's part of our we're not editing today. We're live and direct and in living color. Okay, so I'm gonna switch over to Donald now. We're getting ready to go
Yes.
open the corridor on the ideas and the work and the business. And so Donald's taking that.
Yeah, so I met this young man in a at a DYBT event,
Mhm.
right? So I was one of the speakers, and he was there giving a testimonial, and I was listening to him, and I was really impressed, so that's why I have followed him, and I believe his business has already grown,
Mhm.
but he has remained humble and really just outstanding for me, from my point of view. That's why we invited him to be here to tell his story,
Mm.
and at the same time hopefully inspire other young entrepreneurs out there. So let's welcome, of course, without further ado, the man behind Liberty Car Care Service, Mr. Rudy Defoe. Rudy, how are you today?
Good day to all listeners. I'm doing fine. Can't complain.
Yes. Yeah. So Rudy is did you partake in the DYBT training? By the way, we want to big up our partners in DYBT. We have, of course, Mr. Philip Roll, and we have Mr. Gibbons, Imon Gibbons,
Miss
and
Ian Lara.
yes, all of them
Yeah.
over there. So big up to you guys. So were you ever part of their DYBT small business
Well, I did
training?
I did this. I did the 17 in business entrepreneurship
Mm,
training.
nice,
That
great
was like
program.
2 or 3 years about.
Nice, great
Yeah.
program. Yeah, Franklin, you have some questions for Mr.
Yeah.
Defoe?
So tell us specifically what type of business do you really have?
Well, I do own a car wash and detailing shop,
Mm.
and we do full vehicle detailing. And over the years, we have also expanded into upholstery cleaning.
Mm.
So we visit customers' homes. We do their mattresses, their sofas, and any sort of upholstery that needs cleaning. So we've expanded to our cleaning service because our motto is cleanliness is an obsession. You understand?
I like that. I like that. Okay, I like that. Say that again.
Cleanliness
Cleanness
is an obsession.
is an okay. So, how did you become obsessed with that business? You like water? You like soap?
But I think everybody should like water and soap.
Yes, yes.
But you
Or
said
else-
you didn't know business.
Because if you dislike them, then it's a problem.
I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
So, where you? By the way, where you located? What's your? Where do you operate from?
Where we operate from Lubier, First Avenue, Madrid in Lubier.
Okay. Well, no, give people more direction.
So if you
Close
if,
to-
if you're at the junction and you want to head to Point Michel or you want to head to Grand Bay,
Mhm.
you obviously have to pass the Voice of Life.
Yes. Okay.
So it's directly opposite the Voice of Life. That's the same lane with the Lubier Resource Center. So you come all the way to that lane,
Mhm.
and then you would find our car wash right there.
Mm.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
hard to
of course, I'm very familiar with that place
Yeah.
because I'm from
Okay.
that
yeah,
area.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
And you have like it too. So you have a bay like vehicles coming. So I have my vehicle. I want to check Rudy. Like Donald said, well, you need to check Rudy. And I want my vehicle to experience the liberty cleaning. So I come in. I said, Rudy, okay, what time? Give me an opening hours.
Well, I open from 8. So I have customers dropping from 8 in the morning. I'm here till like 5. We do take appointments up till whatever time there is. Once you work there, we stay on the.
So I come with my car, wait, or I drop my car and come back.
Well, if you want to wait for the vehicle, you could wait for it. If you want to drop it, or if you want it picked up and delivered, then you can get that type of service.
Okay, I want inside tires and so on. What do you offer?
Well, we have the different packages. We have the basic wash,
Which is
which is like you get a normal inside vacuum of your ride, outside wash, and we'll give you a tire shine your tires. So that's just basic.
mm,
And if you want to go more extreme than that, then we have the VIP wash. When you get a
Mm.
VIP wash, then if you have any stains or any marks on your seats, while we do that, we steam and shampoo your seats,
Wow.
shine your dashboards, steam your AC vents for
Mm.
sanitization and so on. Your carpets as well, the headline of the vehicles.
yes.
It also comes with headlight restoration. So
What's
we-
that
we-
about?
So if your
Mhm.
headlights on your vehicle are yellow,
Yes.
you have bad visibility in night.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah.
we restore your headlights to like perfect new, fresh from the factory.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Nice.
we do full detailing services. If your vehicle as well on the VIP package, if your vehicle has scratches and so you need buffing and waxing,
Yeah.
that's a service that we
So-
offer as well.
Mhm. Let's focus on some of the key terminologies that you are using there, right? So you mentioned detailing, right? I know it's like people would say, "Oh, just wash. I'll give you a wash. I'll give your vehicle a wash." But yours now using a little bit of a, you know, a little highfalutin, a little sophisticated term there, man. So what do you really mean by detailing?
Well, detailing yes is it's a good thing to expand on it because
Yeah.
the customer would come to you and they say they want their vehicle detailed.
Yes.
And then I would be like, what type of detailing do you want?
Mm.
So detailing is basically like all aspects of taking care of a vehicle.
Mm.
So we'd go into like the paint job, then we'd go to like the upholstery cleaning, we'd go into watermarks on the glass. So whatever it takes to bring back the vehicle to a perfect look, all these things are considered little details.
Mm.
So we just consider it as detailing because we take time to detail every part of the vehicle.
So this
Down
is
from the head
so
to the tires.
yeah.
Yeah.
So this is definitely way much better than a normal washing, like car wash.
Well, when I started my business, I didn't want it to be just a normal car wash, man.
Mm.
That's why I went with the name Car Care Service and Detailing
Mhm,
because
mhm.
it's I take pride into my work. You understand?
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't have a customer just drop in their vehicle and having given back the customer their vehicle and they're not satisfied. You understand? So
Mhm.
still, our business we also take pride in not taking too much work that we can handle. So we do work on appointments, so we could also keep our quality of work consistent.
I
Because
love that.
I like keeping my quality because that's what keeps customers coming back. You understand?
Love that. That's why one of our commenters there, early commenters, Franklin, is already saying Liberty Car Care Services the best.
Oh, okay. among the rest. I added that.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask you the other question. I have a massive question to ask you, but I'm going to save that one
of
for a little
questions.
later. Okay, so what are the compo, for instance, you have? I know in Dominica, the other ones, because I have not been to your place, and I will get there with Donald. Your spray. What is the accessories that you have in terms of like? Well, I don't want to get into the next question. Okay, but however, do you plan on maybe having stocks of chamois, fresheners, and polish and things of that sort?
Yeah, man, we do have full stock of all our products that we normally use on a daily. Yeah.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
okay,
man.
yeah, okay.
I don't want to get into any trouble, but you was gonna ask a question about our soaps. But when I started my business back in 2018, I don't want to cause any trouble, but I recognize that I was one of the first car wash doing foam washes. You understand?
Yeah, because I was
So
getting to that.
the other
yes.
car washes would normally take a bucket and a pail, and they would come around and wash it, right? But when I started pressure washing and spraying your vehicle with snow foam. So customers really like to see that effect. You understand?
Yes,
So
yes.
I always want to bring
Hollywood.
in something that we didn't have
Yes.
around. You understand?
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah,
about
man.
car wash. Hey,
Definitely.
pull up that song for me, please. Deb, if you can do me a favor. Okay, we're going to put a song there for
Yes,
you.
yes.
Especially now and towards the end. Okay, so the other part, I'm going to get to the next one. Have you ever thought, in spite of, I know that would be Donald, I should have given Donald that question, and maybe he can help with that. Haven't you ever thought about expanding from just the quality care that you provide and services that you provide to add what is called added value to your business, like having giving a consultation on air pressure, on things like the oil, the transmission, the brake fluid, and sensors and things of that sort. That because man.
You're reading my mind, man.
Ah.
All these things are like the services we added along the way. So if we have our especially our loyal customers, they would come in, their brakes are low. We'd offer to change their brakes for them at a cost. We would check the oil. We also do inspections. So if somebody just ordered their vehicle from Japan,
Yeah.
we would check all the lights before they take it to traffic. So they wouldn't have to go through that hassle with the police officer again. You understand? So all these things we take into consideration. What we do is we try to look around and see the need, what customers need, see that it's not much offered, and then we try to bring it down.
Can you repeat that? Because that's very
Yeah, that's
important.
very
eh?
important.
You said something. You look around and look for
We look for what customers need.
what they need.
Yeah.
Right. Because a lot of entrepreneurs, right? A lot of entrepreneurs, they'd say, "No, I don't do that."
Yeah, but
You know, and they
something,
easily when it's out of their current scope,
yeah.
they just instantly turn it down. But in
And-
your case, you're different.
And at the training in DYBT, back to the training again, that was something I learned. It broadened my mind, you understand? Because they taught us that in business, we have to look at the problem. And as a business owner or entrepreneur, we are just here to solve the problem. So we're like a doctor, and the problem is we're solving the sickness, you understand? So if you want to go into business and like see it prosper, try to look at something that everybody needs on a daily. Like what is the problem and how you could solve that problem. You understand? Yeah. So that's something I learned from the training at DYBT.
That's amazing.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you do like I don't know how you call it, but I hate it with in my mind deep cleaning, like you have engine wash and so on.
Yeah.
What are the do's and don'ts? So if I was to bring my vehicle for complete detailing and I wanted some deep engine wash, what do you have to do and not do in order to maintain the quality and aesthetics of my vehicle
Are you
under the hood?
under the engine wash?
The engine wash, yes.
But if you're doing
You have to be careful about
if you're
it.
doing an engine wash, that's the thing you have to be very careful about, because these modern vehicles we have right now is computerized. A lot of sensors, a lot of connections you have to look out for, a lot of things that you don't want to wet. Seeing that we use pressure wash, it's the water is sprayed out with a pressure, and
Yeah.
the engine does not get as much water. You understand? So we more get that pressured water, and the alternators of the vehicle is something that always needs to be covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of the alternator?
Well, the purpose of the alternator, it's what's send charge back to the battery to keep all the electronics and everything working on the vehicle. Because if you don't have an alternator, then your radio, your fuel pump, all of that is going to suck power from the battery.
Okay.
And maybe when you leave Lubia and you get to Newtown, then you'll be dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the official knowledge of vehicle cleaning before you got into the business? And have you learned some great examples along the way, which is apart from the knowledge that you got the business? And then I will talk about the business side of it. If you got training, where you got training, and what have you learned?
Well, I would say most of my training was self-taught. In
Mhm.
growing up, my uncles they were taxi drivers. So there were times I came up from school.
Yeah. What were
And
your
I would,
uncles again? Uncle who?
the uncle is a
Big up,
famous goalkeeper from Dominica. His
big
name
up
is
the
Melvin
uncle, the
Melvin
uncle.
Angol. Yeah,
Okay.
he's right now he's a trainer for the Dominica team.
Yes.
Yeah, so he was a taxi driver.
Mellow.
And, yeah, Melo.
Yeah.
So there were times after school I would enjoy washing the bus, you understand? And in washing the bus, no, I would get the keys, so I'd have to turn it in the yard. So all that was a little enjoyment. I could learn to drive, you understand?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
what age you were?
And I was about roughly maybe like 15, 14, 15.
Oh, getting
Yeah.
your foot hotter.
Yeah, man.
Wet
I was
already.
in high school.
Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, man.
that's
So
amazing.
I always used to watch the bus for my uncle and stuff like that. And after school, there were lots of other family members who would come around and then would offer me to do that for them, and friends around in the village. I'd go around and try expanding my skill, you understand?
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
something I had a passion for.
But
like-
let me dial back. Let me dial back a little further, right? Why liberty? What's in the name? Huh?
Okay,
Yes.
Liberty. We go way back with Liberty.
Uh-huh.
Shout out to my partners and them,
Okay.
Teresa, Omer, then Antigua.
Mhm.
That was a small group of us. We used to consider the same lane where Mikawash is located. We used to consider that lane Liberty City. So
Mm.
some of us used to rap. We used to just chill out like a block. That was our block.
We call it pose.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So that the whole street was considered Liberty City. And in growing up, it's like the name always stayed because we would pin graffiti all around the place, and like just growing up, young boys.
Yes, yes.
And then it was after Hurricane Maria. Then things were a little bit jammed up. That time I left Clear Harbor before that, and I was
Mhm.
out of work. So I was really thinking like what should I do? You understand? And the business came up with just like passion, because it started with like Sundays chilling out with my boys in the yard.
Mhm.
And at that time we had a vehicle. I used to wash the car. We used to stay there, polish it. We used to maybe barbecue chicken, cook food, just chill
Yes,
out. My other
yes.
partners would come with their vehicles, and they would always tell me like every time I learn something new, I try something new, and better I should open a little car wash or do something, because another skill I also owned from like 14 years during high school was tinting, because I had a younger uncle who taught me to tint vehicles.
Yes, yes.
So that was something I learned of the passion. I didn't learn it to make money, but I just love to see it. Yeah, so I
So
went
are you
ahead.
also offering that?
Yeah, we
at
offer
Liberty?
tinting.
Okay,
Yeah, that was one of
alright.
the first services.
Okay.
That's what drove me into opening the detailing shop, because
Mhm.
I cannot call it just a car wash and we offer tinting.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand?
Yes.
So we had to give it a name that would be like offering all the type of services.
Yeah.
When you come there, it's just like a one-stop shop for everything.
So do you employ people?
Well,
Other people?
well,
Yeah.
at the starting, we did have employees.
Mhm.
Right now, we don't. Like I say, we do an appointment, so I do everything right now.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to ask a few questions,
Yeah.
personal, deep questions, which will tax your memory and your expertise.
Mhm.
But we want to recognize Terry. Terry says she's listening. Terry, thank you very much, everyone, of our forward guests here. Brilliant person, wonderful.
And we have to call her
individual.
in a few minutes.
And we just wanted to tell her, Terry, stay close to your phone, because it will give you stay close to your phone. We'll give you a tele ring, hopefully in a while. And also to John Lewis Defoe, Liberty Car Care Services, the best. Jasmine Hamilton, definitely the best. Go Rudy, go Liberty. And of course, John Baptist Defoe says the business is on fire. Catherine Austri say, hey sir. I'm not sure if that's you, me, or him. And Catherine Austri is also saying hi to Mr. Bocasio. Oh, that's
okay.
Donald.
You know, Franklin, you've been mentioning St. Joseph, right? The
Yes.
past episodes.
Yes.
Now, Catherine there is from St. Joseph.
St. Joe.
So,
Okay.
yes, she has a bar over there just along the highway. So, you want to big up Catherine Bar and Grill,
Mhm.
right? So, she is an avid listener as well
Nice.
of our
Thank you.
of
Thank
our
you.
program.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Yes.
I also met her in one of the trainings where I was a speaker. So, I want to say hi to her. Okay. Catherine Bar and Grill over there.
Yes.
over there at St. Joe.
Okay.
Right?
Terry wants somebody wants all your information. So
Yeah.
Terry, we're gonna we texted to you, but we're gonna mention it now.
Mhm.
We're gonna do that when we take a break, a 2 minute break. We're gonna come back. So okay, so we will talk. I have a question to ask Rudy, and so we're taking a little break now, and we're gonna come right back. This is Nature Island Small Business Pass.
The National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces its small business advisory services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need to knows and provisions for Social Security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NDFD Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call 448-3240, 448-8631. The National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces its small business advisory services. Get the help and support you need to run your business effectively. Come see us on 9 Great Marlborough Street, Roseau. Let us assist with having your company registered, developing marketing and business plans, record keeping, and the need to knows and provisions for Social Security, income tax, and VAT. You won't be left in the dark anymore. Let us hand over your key to unlock doors for success. NDFD Small Business Advisory Services now available. Call 448-3240, 448-8631. The National Development Foundation of Dominica introduces.
Yeah, we have a very, very crisp and interesting, exciting program. Let me have a little my music. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Okay. So here's what we have again. We have Patricia Fontaine. Thank you very much for your presence this afternoon. You always make great company. Thank you, and thank you, and also to Patricia, Catherine Austria. We have it.
Yes.
Yeah. And of course, Miss Joe. Listen. That name is so nice. I've got to say it twice. Okay, Jonice John Lewis. Listen.
A default.
Yeah, no, but I will leave it for
Oh, yes.
Rudy.
It's a default. You have to clarify that.
Yes, yes.
With everybody.
I can see on the calculator now. So okay, that's good. Thank you very much for joining us. Yeah. Okay, we have a little surprise.
Yeah.
And tomorrow
But
is
before that, Rudy, you want to say something?
Yeah, I just want to say special thanks to my wife, man, for being there for me in my business and keeping the record straight.
Nice.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, talking about keeping the record straight, we're gonna pause on Rudy because we're gonna come back. We have some more questions for him.
Yeah.
And as we put that shine and that luster on our afternoon program, but in case you we are being very inquisitive, we have Terry Henry Lovell, one of our initial platform founders on our program, interviewees Biz on our
Biz.
program here. Hi, good afternoon to you, Terry.
Terry.
Hi. Hi.
Hi. How are you doing today? How was your day?
And of course, happy World Bee Day to you and to all of us.
Yes, so it's World Bee Day today, and so it's been buzzing and busy.
So tell us more. What's
Oh, okay. So World Bee Day is a day to celebrate all bees. So obviously, I focus on honeybees to make my products. I use the resources from our beehive to make our products. But World Bee Day is really celebrating all bees. There's actually 20,000 different species of bees in the world.
Wow.
And they're all different. They have different habits. Most of them do not live in hives. They live solitary lives where they're just hanging out by themselves, pollinating flowers and trees. And they all need our help. They all need our protection. A lot of the insect population is declining from habitat loss and the increased use of pesticides. So we really need to protect our pollinators because they're the ones pollinating all our crops, which give us food and protect our biodiversity. So without the bees, we have no trees, no rivers, no landscape to live in. So we really need to make sure we're doing all we can to plant more, cut down less, and use less chemicals and protect the bees.
Yes.
Okay. So, what was your day like from beginning this morning until now? What was the day like in terms of you being busy?
Yeah. So day started with I actually was posting some information. I just put a new blog post on the website,
Mhm.
which really celebrating World Bee Day and talking about bees. And then I buzzed
Mhm.
up until Salisbury Primary School, and we did a session with their grade K and grade 1 students. A
Mm.
lovely session where we educated them about bees. They tried on their bee suits. They tasted honey. They
Mhm.
got to know the importance of bees. Then we came down to Salisbury Gospel Hall pre-K, and we did the very little ones. They were like 3 to 5,
Mhm.
tiny, but we start them young,
Mhm.
Of
give them a
course.
good education from a young age.
Critical.
Yes, and now we're back in Be Natural Lab making products and formulating, making sure we have enough labels to put on our products, and just keeping the flow. And we're also making sure that we're posting a lot on social media so that we can, generate some attention. And the National Beekeepers Cooperative, I really have to big them up because they have been posting the entire day about World Bee Day, and a lot of the beekeepers have been involved doing programs in schools, education, and we're really coming together as a beekeeping community to promote World Bee Day and bring the awareness. Because it's very, very important that we need that awareness to protect our pollinators.
Outstanding.
Well, I want to give you a big high five. Thank you for joining us this afternoon and bringing us up to date with activities to commemorate, observe, and to celebrate World Bee Day. And just tell me quickly, where can we get maybe your honey and some of your products?
Yes, so most of our products are at Zepcoyol in the old market. We also have products in most of the major supermarkets and pharmacies, and you can just check us out on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Be Natural Farm, and our website, benatural.store.
Okay.
So we're everywhere. It's hard not to find us.
But
Don't be trying not to find us.
As a matter of fact, I'm happy you said that because that's what bees do. They're everywhere.
Yeah, we're everywhere.
Yeah, so we're going to spread the buzz and news around. Thank you very much for joining us, Terry. Thank you so much again.
Thank you for the opportunity to share about World Bee Day. Really appreciate it.
And we appreciate you, Terry, and all of you.
Yes.
Right?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Okay. Welcome.
Yeah. So we want to big up, of course, the bee cooperative. All the beekeepers in Dominica. Big up to all of you, and protect the bees. Yeah.
So we're still here with Rudy of Liberty Car Care Services and Detailing, a very unique carved out business. And I didn't write down what location is it again? In
First Avenue, Madrell.
Madrell. Okay. I have another question for you, and that is when you use the foam, what is inside the foam that you use? Does it immediately break down dirt, grime? What does it do? Do you have a special formula inside of your machine or something?
You know, SpongeBob.
Yeah, I see the sponge, but not the yeah. I know. That's kidding.
There's a little character they call Plankton. He always seek to find out the secret formula.
Yes.
So you think I should tell him the secret formula?
The question I really wanted to ask. Okay, if I come to your place and I say, well, listen, bro, I have a wedding. I have to go to a meeting, whatever it is. I need a quick one.
Yeah, when I set you up.
Okay.
Set you up.
Okay.
That is it.
Yeah, we're keeping the family.
That's liberty for you.
We're keeping the family secrets secret.
Yeah. freeing you up.
Yeah.
From worries, from from irritation.
When you come back and sit down in your right, you smell nice, everything.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
I wanted to ask you, have you ever found something strange and unique when you under somebody's seat when you're cleaning? I don't put your business on that. I don't want to leave it alone.
You may or may not answer.
You can put the pin.
When you clean vehicles for that long.
Yes,
For that
yeah.
amount of time,
Yes.
that amount of experience.
Uh-huh.
Sometimes when you can open the vehicle and you can see a whole movie inside the vehicle. You know? So a customer might tell you like,
Yes.
let's say food fell on his seat, and when
Yeah.
you get into there, you might see it's not food.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Never
Yes.
get nobody wallet and so on and say, yo,
Ah,
bro,
no,
you,
man.
you, okay.
No man, people money tight. People don't believe their money.
No, but yeah, I was just bringing that up because some people, and I want to tell you that I think there's a great degree and high level of trust when you can leave your vehicle with somebody and know that when you
Oh,
come
yeah.
back, that
Oh, yeah.
it's in a better condition and you left it. So we just want to remind you that
Mhm.
if in case that you need to have that done and you want it done expertly with precision and perfection, give me your number.
It's 315-6979. You could follow us on Facebook, Instagram.
Under what name?
On Facebook, it's at Liberty Car Care Service, Instagram as well. And you could also find us on TikTok for our videos. So we do
Oh, I'm gonna
post
search for
daily
that.
videos
Okay.
Nice.
at Liberty Car Care Service as well.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm. Yeah. So, anybody you want to big up? Maybe those who really helped you
Yeah,
set
well,
up and grow your
well,
business.
I want to big up Shalon John Baptist.
Mhm.
He's one of my main partners from the start. Always been there, giving me a push, you understand? I have a lot of loyal customers.
Mm.
Maybe some of them too much to
Maybe too many.
Too many
Too
mention,
many
you
to
understand?
mention.
Yeah.
I think some of them are there already on Facebook.
There are some.
Yes, saying go Rudy, keep up the good work.
There's one of my facilitators
Yes,
from
yes.
the DYBT.
Way
I
to
want
go.
mention
Mhm.
Miss Federica Durant.
Mm.
Yeah, she's been there with me
Nice.
since after the training. She will always speak to each other, even
Mhm.
though not every day, but
Yeah.
she always there to give me advice, and she's a good counselor as well.
Nice. And you see the importance of mentors and mentorship, right?
Yeah, man.
For young
Mhm.
entrepreneurs like you, right,
Mhm.
Franklin?
Yeah.
Mhm.
What about you're comfortable in your how many years now? You're in that location?
Well, we're there 7 years now.
7.
Yeah, we started in March, in 2018 March,
Mm.
after Hurricane Maria.
And and I'm just my curious mind just want to know. So eventually, maybe in after the next 3 years, which would make you 10 years, you plan on diversifying and moving to another
Well, we
location.
plan
and
on
look for
moving to another
location?
location, somewhere not too far, in the
Mm.
same village,
Okay.
because something that customers really like is the location, because they could leave their vehicles. It's not an area with high traffic.
Mhm.
The area is pretty much safe. I know all my neighbors in the area, so not anybody would go and tamper with a vehicle parked around. You
Mhm.
understand? So
Mhm.
customers like that sense of privacy when they
Yes.
bring their vehicles in.
Yes, yes.
So we plan on maybe expanding in a same location. Yeah, we have some great things coming. I don't want to spill out the beans.
Yeah.
too early.
Yes, yes, no.
Yeah.
But definitely exciting things.
He mentioned
going to
beans. he mentioned beans. I was just writing down. And you get a location, or maybe you could expand your business, have some quick food, fast food. area
Well,
what to do.
all that's in the plan as well, because we want to have customers recreating. Because when customers come there, they have customers that come and watch the vehicle. They don't know each other, but they started having conversations. So
Yeah.
Yeah,
if I have a
yeah.
little bar, they can take a little beer, they can
and
drink
then
water.
and a pool table.
You understand?
Definitely.
That'd
Yeah.
be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a little bit technical question, right? What do you think is your point of differentiation
Mhm.
compared to other quote unquote car wash spots?
Mhm.
What do you think separates you from the rest? Without of course kind of like
Well,
bringing all of them down. It's just we just want to
I don't like
yeah.
I don't like my business to be considered a car wash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Okay.
because we're not a car wash. Because the way I look at
Which is
a
a very good point.
yeah,
That's why I said quote unquote. So
Yeah.
yours is a car care
car care
center.
service. Yeah.
Yes.
So because the way I look at washing, like our traditional way of washing on island, like you could just go somewhere and get a quick wash,
Mhm.
$20 wash.
Mm-hmm.
We have vagrants in town washing vehicles.
Yeah.
for
Mhm.
$10,
Yeah.
you
Mhm.
understand? So,
That bucket and
If somebody had to ask me who's my competitors in washing, it would be the vagrants. You understand?
Mhm.
So I want to offer a better service than they would offer,
Mm-hmm.
even if I want to ask if I want to ask for a certain price. You understand?
Yes, yes.
So I have to offer that quality.
Quality.
Yeah.
So it's like even industrial, great for industrial.
Yeah, and
results.
just for example, like maybe just 2 days ago, my one of my main machines was down, and I brought it to fix, and the guy told me I have to wait 2 days, and I had customers backed up to wash, and it was only 2 days. He told me that he could not fix that. I had to purchase a new machine. You understand? So, and I didn't want it to go ahead and take in appointments because why? I would not be able to wash with my same quality. You understand? So, I really believe in quality.
Yeah. The other question I have, you mentioned early on regarding tinting. You provide tinting services?
Yeah, we do tinting. Tinting was one of the first services added to the list. If you look at our logo, that is the first service on the list, tinting.
Yeah.
Because-
Yeah. So one of the things I only recently come to understand that there are different grades in tinting. Are there what are the various range grades? Like this light tinting, dark tinting, things like that. So
yeah, there are different percentages.
oh,
Yeah,
percentages. Okay.
percentages. So the the darkest percentage starts from the lowest number.
Mhm.
So you get like 3%, which would be like presidential tint. Those things will be real dark.
Oh, so the less the percentage is darker.
It's the darker it is,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
And then it would move up to 5, and then there would be 20. That's what I'm mentioning to you what I get on island. You understand?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we would get like 5%, 20%, and then you would do like 45%. So a 45% tint is mainly what someone would put on their windscreen of their vehicle.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So in terms of like total detailing, right?
Mhm.
How often do you advise people to go to you for that kind of service for their vehicles?
Well, it depends on the person,
Mhm.
and let's say your family. If you're someone with kids,
Mhm.
if you're someone just living alone, it's based on your job. You understand your
Yeah.
occupation. So a construction worker might need his vehicle detailed more than maybe you that work at the
Yes.
office. You
True,
understand?
true.
So it depends on all what work the person does.
But at least maybe like once a month is advisable.
And like what type of detail? I mean, ask you
Yeah.
again.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you
Yes.
understand? If
Yeah.
you're just thinking about washing, well, me, I have an obsession with washing. I would wash my vehicle every day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I would give someone the same advice as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you want to
So
protect,
what's the total detailing? Do you have a name, a term for it? Like total, like
a full
full
package.
highest level.
Well, like I said, detailing needs a lot of categories.
And how long do you need to do that kind of service?
Well, there are a lot of
Full,
categories
total.
under detailing.
Mhm.
One of the biggest I would say might be a buffing and polishing job,
Okay.
especially maybe on a black vehicle.
Yeah.
So that was something that you would have to take your time with. Sometimes 2 days, 3 days.
All right.
Yeah. So the one thing I don't like to take jobs and customers rush the job. So,
Mhm.
there are times you tell a customer they could get the vehicle, let's say by 4 o'clock when they drop in at 8, and they might request it for 12, but they might still want the same quality. Yeah. So I try not to go down that road.
That's true. That's
Yeah.
true. So you stick with your gun, so to speak, and tell them no, it cannot. It's not possible.
If they don't want to agree to the way of work, so I could get that quality finish, then if they want that job, then they could maybe take it somewhere else. Then,
Oh,
you understand? But
that's good.
I would not go ahead and
and sacrifice.
I wouldn't go ahead and
your
sacrifice. Just like
quality.
there are customers who would come to buff a
Mhm.
vehicle and they tell me that someone told them they would buff the vehicle, and I tell them that there's no clear on the vehicle that the vehicle cannot buff, it has to be resprayed.
Yeah.
And I see that's robbing the customer to
Mhm.
take the job, and then maybe 2 days after the vehicle looks faded again. You understand?
Franklin, I only have last question.
Mhm.
One last question for him. Like generally speaking, as an entrepreneur, Rudy, what are some of the biggest challenges that you faced, and how did you overcome them?
Well, as an entrepreneur, there are a lot of sacrifices.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of things you have to drop.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot. When you know that you have your mind on something and then you want to reach somewhere,
Mm-hmm.
then you would. It happens naturally. You drop whatever you have to drop. You do whatever you have to do to get there. You understand?
Yeah.
And I say it from that point of view because I'm a self-driven person.
Mm-hmm.
I get motivation
I
from
can feel that,
myself.
yes.
There are times I sit and think, and at the end of the day, I like to sit down and think about my day, what I could do better tomorrow. You understand? So, as an entrepreneur, there's a lot of stuff, man. You have to set your mind to reaching somewhere. There are a lot of obstacles that may make you want to think that you should stop. sometimes you might, even your competitors might make you want to break down.
Mhm,
You understand?
mhm,
Or even
mhm.
family that maybe don't see the vision the way you see it. Because I remember at the starting, certain of my family maybe thought that I was doing that just for a short time, and right now, look at me now, 7 years after. You understand?
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Stronger than ever.
nobody saw the dream. But once you have your dream,
Yeah.
you just work to your
Pursue your
dream.
dream,
Yeah. Because you alone have the vision in your head. Because you alone
Mm,
could see it, so you work towards it. And
Nice.
along the way, you will get certain people that will push you.
Support you.
Yeah, man. Because
That's nice.
I get it from my customers, just them telling me, "Great job, keep it up. I love what you do."
Like
That keeps me going tomorrow. You understand?
like it's happening right now. Michaela
Yeah.
Anselm says,
Mhm.
proud of you, bro. Liberty Car Care Services, and of course, you
Yeah,
must
that's my
know.
little sister. Man. Big up.
Hey, nice, and
But-
you know Susie Cat. She's her name Suzanne.
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 Maybe if I maybe
Yeah, I
like it.
think. But yeah, she says she's watching.
Okay.
She's like, "Hi, Susan, Susie Cat. Thank you
Don't
very much
forget
for joining us."
Mrs. Brenda Joseph.
Miss Brenda Joseph,
She's-
yes, and
she's
Mrs.
watching.
Gloria Joseph, yes,
And of course, Mr. Cletus, the
Oh,
big boss.
yes. And how can I forget? I cannot forget. She was one of the first. Listen, you know I wouldn't let you down, sister. And that is Holistic Wellness Empress.
Oh,
Happy Earth Day.
and guess what?
Mhm.
She's coming soon.
She's coming soon.
She's
yeah,
coming
yeah.
soon.
I got you covered, girl. Yeah. Okay, so as we begin to round up, let's go and recap in
Mhm.
detail now. So I want my vehicle washed on the inside. I want the interior. What do you provide?
We do basic washing.
Inside.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We do vacuuming,
Mhm.
steaming and shampooing. If your seat has any stains or you just have any mold or whatever it is
yeah,
that you want
yeah,
to get out
yeah.
of your vehicle, if you want
Yeah.
to just have your vehicle sanitized.
Sanitize, which
Yeah,
is
all-
very important.
Yeah,
eh?
all this that
Yeah,
we do.
yeah.
So that was another big thing that we did in COVID as well.
Mm.
We played a big role in COVID.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
When you say COVID, explain that. Explain what you said about COVID.
when they had the pandemic going around,
Mhm.
Mhm.
we made sure that we offered services of sanitization of vehicles.
Yes.
And even customers that were let back out from quarantine.
You sanitize them too?
Before they came home, we went to sanitize their living
Nice.
space and so on,
Mhm,
because we actually bought machines for that, steam machines for those type of things. Because when you do the research, you see that heat steam kills 99% of all germs
Mm.
instead of using any type of chemical. So we just use only water, and it boils up to that like 200, like 105 Fahrenheit, something like that.
Mhm,
Mhm.
mhm.
And then once it
Mhm.
get hot and it produces steam, it kills off all germs, 99% of all germs.
Wow.
Nice. Okay, so that's
Did-
the inside. Oh, sorry.
Did you mention pickups services?
Yeah, we do pickups and
Okay.
drop offs.
So do you
as well.
offer? Yeah.
Mm.
All right.
So, okay,
Yeah,
so
and
that's
it's
okay. So we
of
did
course.
the inside.
Good
You do pickup and services on the outside. What do you provide?
On the outside, we do foam wash, we do buffing, we do waxing, we do watermark removal. So there are sometimes you look at your windscreen or your whatever glass it is on the vehicle and you see some dry watermarks that just wouldn't go away even though you rub it.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we take off, we remove watermarks as well. Deep scratches. If the scratches has not passed the paint job, then that's something we could detail for you. We could buff it, we could
Mhm.
remove it as well. Yeah, faded areas, headlight restoration. If your headlights are yellow, we could clean up your headlights. We do polishing of rims as well. Yeah, so there's
Tires.
some stuff we do on the
Polish
outside.
tires.
Yeah, we polish your tires. We won't wash your vehicle and not polish your tires.
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
A vehicle doesn't look clean if the tire is not polished.
So you provide Liberty Car Care Services and detailing. You do exterior, interior, bumper to tire, to engine wash, to the works, to air fresheners, to car
To
wax,
everything.
to turtle wax, to
Yeah,
everything.
man, we do
Mhm.
tintin buff,
Tintin,
waxing,
I-
headlight
yes.
restoration, and
Say that again.
We
Good.
do tintin, buffing, waxing, headlight restoration, engine wash, number plates, and decals.
So the only thing that technically you cannot clean in the vehicle is the driver.
Yeah,
I like that.
yeah, maybe just the drive.
I was trying. I was waiting for you to make that joke, but it seems like you're not making it. So I just did it.
But it's me alone there. But my partners will be, okay.
But big up to all the the customers of Liberty,
Mhm.
right? Because it's not just you being obsessed with cleanliness, but you're also really building up the dreams of a young, and in my view, very deserving young entrepreneur, right?
Mm.
In of course in the person of Mr. Defoe here,
Yes.
right? The Defoes are from really Lubier, right?
No,
Your
the
family.
Defoes are from Forceja.
Okay, all
I
right.
am originally from Bagatelle. I'm originally from Bagatelle.
Oh, so we have to big up the family then.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell
Yes.
you have the champagne in him still.
Yeah.
Okay,
Speaking
so
of big up, we have to big up. Ozone
do
Media.
that.
Yeah, Ozone Media, of course. Owen Vidal,
Mm.
another young, promising, and very deserving entrepreneur. And of course, we have DJ Sean,
Mhm.
right? And his sound system and DJ services. Sean, another young. I'm just, for me, it gives me that joy, that energy, that motivation. Every time I see, young entrepreneurs, doing what they love and doing it properly, doing it effectively. All right,
Yeah.
Franklin?
So just want to say once again, our special guest, Rudy Defoe and Liberty Car Care Services on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. The contact number is 315 6979. Location First Avenue, Madrel in Louvier, the Commonwealth of Dominica, where we have wealth in common. That brings us to almost the end of our program for this afternoon. Any final observations? Any final words to my right? Weighing 100.
Let's start with Rudy.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to say thank you for all the support over the years, for all my customers, for all the friends. And I would just like to say a big thank you for all the listeners. Do continue to have yourself a wonderful afternoon.
Yep, thank you. And Donnie, I took already. I talking too much. Your turn to talk. Yeah.
Well, I just want to, Franklin, I just want to mention our, newest sponsors to our Green Innovation Summit, which will be happening very soon in June, right? Of course, we would like to thank National Bank of Dominica, as one of our platinum sponsors. And then very recently, we had Arden Sounds, joining our, outstanding group of sponsors. And of course, we want to big up our newest mentor, Arden K. Ford, right? The big man himself of Arden Sounds. Yeah. And of course, Jollitt's Pharmacy. They coming in as a sponsor, right?
Yeah.
And another outstanding institution coming in as a sponsor is Republic Bank. Coming in as a sponsor, as a gold sponsor, Franklin.
Yeah. So we just want to recognize also LOM, who will be part of your what do you call it, facilitators, and also JL Joseph and the management of Katai restaurant, and many others who have contributed time and their expertise and their experience to really facilitate and help fertilize the growth of young entrepreneurs here in Dominica at the Green Innovation Summit. Established by the National Development Foundation of Dominica. I'm Franklin Moses on behalf of management and staff of Q95, where we presented to you once again our Tuesday edition, March 20th edition of Nature Island Small Business Buzz. Wishing you a very pleasant afternoon, pleasant evening, and we'll catch you again on Thursday, Donald.
Thursday, we will have another outstanding guest, right?
Yep.
By the way, I think CJ United Insurance as well is coming in as a sponsor. So we want to big them up.
Yeah. Our thanks to Rudy, and don't forget Liberty Car Wash, Car Care Services, and accessories, and also detailing. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you again on radio on Tuesday with another Small Business Buzz program.